Sound design is all about craft. It's about being thoughtful about every single sound that you make and record. And it's about squeezing emotion out of every single experience that you create. And this video isn't actually about any of this. It's about this. This is a slinky phone. Basically, it's a cup with a slinky attached to it, with a 1/4-inch jack, and a contact mic on the inside. This isn't an original invention of mine. In fact, I found this inspiration from a book called DIY Jam Band by David Eric Nelson, though I'm probably using it for things that it wasn't intended for. But let's back up for a second. Hey, hi, hello, it's Future Akash. I realized as I was filming this, I didn't tell you why I started making this thing in the first place. Well, when it comes to sound design, I'm always looking for ways to make things sound more unique. And considering I'm working on Hyperlight Breaker, the sequel to Hyperlight Drifter, I want things to sound special. But I want it to be different than what I did for the first game. So silly contraptions like this are my favorite way to sound different from everybody else out there. Sure, I could plop in a sound from a library and call it good, but it's just not the same. And with that, let's get back to it. But what's a slinky phone made of, you may very well ask? Well, it's a single 16-ounce solo cup, a slinky, the metal kind, some electric tape, some silicone-based glue, some nylon fishing wire. Though the original kind of directions called for this, I ended up not using it. You'll see why later. A piezo element, also known as a contact mic, some 24-gauge speaker wire, a 1/4-inch guitar jack, and, of course, some super glue. So originally in the book, it tells you to actually attach the slinky to the bottom of this cup using this fishing wire. But it turns out I literally can't do anything handy at all. Heck, if a light bulb burns out in my apartment, I just move. It's easier than replacing it. So after trying to tie everything together about 500 times, I said F it and basically just super glued the slinky to the bottom of the cup. Done. No manual dexterity or skill needed whatsoever. Then from there I took the contact mic and the 1/4-inch jack and soldered them together. And I soldered them together hideously. Don't judge my soldering job, it works, okay? Took that silicone-based glue and glued the piezo element to the bottom of the cup. Made a terrible hole for the 1/4-inch jack to stick out of. And that's it. One extremely cheap and pointlessly stupid sound design tool from a cup. And all that for something that sounds absolutely nonsensical and like garbage. Now, it's definitely a great tool for getting some pretty standard laser recordings using that slinky. But you can also go crazier. Because this thing has a contact mic on the bottom of the cup, anything sent up through the slinky or through the top gets picked up. And then it gets amplified by that 1/4-inch output. And this allows us to get some really dumb results. We get sounds that are totally unique and way better than just the standard run-of-the-mill stuff that you can find in a library. And you can even use this cup to record other things other than the slinky itself. That sound is just me using the cup with some reverb and pitch shifter, and that reverb is just the Comet reverb from Polyverse and the standard built-in pitch shifter in Reaper. And that's it. The way this cup picks up things is really odd and satisfying, and I love it. Now another example, I use this to actually record my cello. Now my cello recently had a string break and it is woefully out of tune, so it's perfect for today's experiment. Also, I suck at cello. So I can take this cup, put it on top of the cello, and just start plucking or bowing. And then I can take that sound and process it like this. And just like that, we have some unique and ethereal beauty. And all it took was a cup, a slinky, some glue, and a 1/4-inch jack. If you've been following me for a little while, you know I love using this sort of stuff in my sound design work. It's way more inspiring than just using a DAW and just staring at a screen all day. And if you want to see how I use 1950s recording equipment on Hyperlight Drifter, you can click this video right here. Alright, that's it for now. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Go pet a dog.